From the South Point studio, the perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yes. I am beautiful.
And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
I look at the clock, I go, ah! Ah!
Oh! Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Who is there for heroes or the families left behind when a service member or first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless veterans? And who helps our nation to never forget 9/11? Let me tell you who. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation's Gold Star, Fallen First Responder, Smart Home, and Homeless Veteran programs comprise their In the Line of Duty programs. They're all dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes and their families. The foundation's Never Forget programs engage people in 9/11 remembrance across America. Over 80 runs, walks, and climbs a year, dozens of golf outings, and the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is educating kids in kindergarten through 12th grade to help our nation keep its vow to never forget. More than 95 cents of every dollar you donate to Tunnel to Towers goes to its programs. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Horse racing fans, the Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back in beautiful Orange County. It's the LA County Fair Summer Thoroughbred Meet at Los Alamitos, with 8 great days of racing starting on Saturday, June 22nd. First post, 1 p.m. Pacific. The opening day program will include the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 29th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Thursday, 4th of July. Plus, we'll host our on-track handicapping contest on Saturday, July 6th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Contest format and rules are available at losalamitos.com. The card will feature our biggest race of the meet, the $200,000 Great Lady M Stakes. And when the sun goes down, the fun continues with night racing's best bets, the Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s, plus our traditional pick 6. Daytime racing action is back at Los Alamitos. Opening day is Saturday, June 22nd.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Friday. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station, home base. And is, of course, the South Point Studios here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital. And, of course, with the South Point Studios, we come to you on YouTube through the South Point Studios network, so you can see and hear us now. If you haven't tried it, try it. Go to YouTube. Put in the search bar South Point Studios. You'll get to us. You click us on, and you'll be able to see and hear us on the Race Day Show every day. Now, of course, we have plenty of other platforms that you can get to us, especially those of you here in town running around early this morning. And that is, of course, our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. You can hear us. The Race Day Show's been there for many, many decades, that's for sure. And, of course, other platforms streaming around the world, like our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. We simulcast there, and we also have archived shows there as well. And, of course, we're taking care of your phones, your cell phones, your devices, I should say, iPhones and Androids. Go to your app store, and you can get, of course, your KSHP app that you can hear us, and the YouTube app that you can see and hear us as well on your iPhone or your Android, and, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever you get us, welcome to this Friday show of the Race Day Las Vegas radio program coming from Las Vegas, Nevada, covering the great sport of horse racing, Las Vegas style. That's for sure. All right, we got Jonathan Hardoon back with us today. Rich Eng, of course, as you know, is taking the weekend off for a family function, but we'll have a pick from Richie. John Lindo as well, and, of course, Jerry J's picks as he continues on his sabbatical. And hopefully we're going to get Bob Mazursky on our show today to preview a little bit of what's going on for opening day tomorrow at Los Alamitos for the LA County Fair racing meet at Los Alamitos, and, of course, your racing menu, etc. I want to, right at the top of the show, tell you that it's still hot out there. You got heat warnings all over the place, especially on the East Coast. New York is 93 right now. Miami is 88. Charlotte, North Carolina is 92. You got 95 in St. Louis, 89 in Chicago. The hottest spot of the day is Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to get to 114 degrees in Phoenix today. Now, thankfully, there's no racing at Turf Paradise right now. They probably would have canceled it anyhow. But in any case, that's what we got going there. And, of course, in Southern California, the weather is rather nice, I would say. And so we'll be happy to tell you that it's 84 degrees there right now. Let's see. My goodness, Boise, Idaho, 93 degrees. So what I'm saying is the heat is out there, excessive heat in a lot of places. So stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated. If you get to a point where you're starting to feel lightheaded or sweating, it's going to be too late. You got to stay hydrated. Make sure you got plenty of water all the time if you're going to go outdoors or anywhere else. Make sure the kids and the pets stay inside for today, and check on the elderly as well. We're just warning you out there, excessive heat means stay hydrated. That's for sure. All right, let's take a look at what's going on as far as racing at Royal Ascot today. They all have already run the first race, and the first race at Royal Ascot today, the winner there was Fairy Godmother, an Irish bred, paid $6.40 at the American Pool. Simmering was second, and Heaven's Gate was third. As far as what happened yesterday at Royal Ascot, the Norfolk Stakes was won by Shareholder, a horse that was bred in the USA. The Heritage Handicapper at 1.5 miles won by Going the Distance, an Irish bred. The Grade 2 Ribbinsdale Stakes was won by Port Fairy, an Irish bred, at 1.5 miles. The Gold Cup, the Grade 1 Gold Cup, the big one, 2.5 miles this race was, and Kryprios wins it. Kryprios, an Irish bred, won that race, and it was an exciting race, that's for sure. In that race, the big race of the day, the winner, the Gold Cup. The Heritage Handicap won by Mickley, an Irish bred. The Hampton Court Stakes, a Grade 3, won by Jeribi, at a French bred, by the way. And Listed Handicap was won by English Oaks. All that yesterday at Royal Ascot. Right now, the second race is already off and running. You got a lot of great races today there. The Coronation Stakes is coming up at Ascot, as well as many other stakes races there as they continue the Royal Ascot meet. And the Royal Ascot meet, by the way, will conclude tomorrow on the 22nd. And again, if you want to watch the races from Royal Ascot, and of course they have 4 Breeders' Cup win-in races there, 4 winners of those Breeders' Cup win-in races will get an automatic berth into the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. And, of course, that will be in later this year in the fall. And all I can say is watching those races at Royal Ascot, you'll get a good idea of some of the great horses that will be coming their way here to America to compete in the Breeders' Cup. You can watch it on FanDuel TV. It starts at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and, of course, it's already underway, and, of course, that'll be for tomorrow as well. All right. I want to also mention the fact that California Horse Racing Board came to a decision. They needed to be financed in California. And so the decision was made that Los Alamitos is going to pay a higher stipend to be part of the California Horse Racing Board, and Santa Anita is going to lower their commitment to the California Horse Racing Board, but their financing in California has just been complete there. California is going through a lot of deficits in all the government agencies there, and horse racing is not an exception. So they finally got that worked out. Today here in Las Vegas, it's 80 degrees right now outside. We're going to get up to 109 today. And so remember to stay hydrated here in Las Vegas as well. And that looks like about the case for the rest of the weekend in case you're planning on coming up and spending a weekend with us here in Las Vegas. All right? Again, on today's show, Jonathan Hardoon has returned. John Linda will be with us, Jerry J. and Rich Ang's picks, and we're going to get Bob Mazursky along with us as well. And now I do have to make a mention. I want to make a mention right now, folks. I got to tell you that we've been on the air for over 28 years here on the Race Day Show. We've been on the air for 28 years. And yesterday, yours truly needs to apologize to you, to Jonathan Hardoon, to Jonathan Hardoon's fans, to the fans of Race Day Las Vegas, and the players out there. We did not give you Jonathan Hardoon's 2 selections yesterday on the show. Simply put, all my fault. It was a brain fart on my half, and I'll just take it at that. So your apology, I apologize personally to you. He had 2 picks. One was scratched, the other one won and paid $7.80. So you can point the blame right at me. I do apologize to all of you out there. All right, we're going to get started. We'll be right back. Don't go away. First break coming up here on the Race Day Show for this Friday.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
All right, back on the Race Day Las Vegas show for this Friday. Good news, Ken Ramsey had his kidney transplant, and he won a race on the same day he had his kidney transplant. So Ken Ramsey doing well after his operation there. And as far as anything else is concerned, we got Los Alamitos starting tomorrow, and, of course, all that good stuff. So let's get to the menu right. Well, wait a minute. Before we get to the menu, I do want to give you some results from yesterday. Yesterday at Belmont at Aqueduct, the first race was a Grade 1 steeplechase race, the hurdles at 2 3/8 miles, $150,000 Grade 1 race. The winner there was La Imperator. That winner, Jordan Gainsford Road, paid $660, outrunning Rampoloni Plan and Ziggle Pops. It was pretty much of an exciting finish there at the end after the last hurdle. These 3 horses came together, and La Imperator pulled away late in the stretch to win that opener, the stakes race yesterday at Belmont at Aqueduct. Jerry J came with a reverse play yesterday with his pick. His main pick at Belmont at Aqueduct finished second. He was beaten by the favorite. We were trying to beat the favorite in that race, but the favorite won. Smoking Hot Kitty paid $320, but his key horse ran second in the link-up. So the dollar exacta paid $4.10, which wasn't bad when you had a $3.20 winner there. A lot of favorites winning yesterday at Belmont. First, pick 4 paid $27.25. The pick 5 only paid $63.50. However, The late pick 5 and late pick 4 was really interesting because here are the prices in the late pick 5. $3.20, $15.40, $15 even, $10.20, and then a $25.20 winner in the last race. That was the biggest priced winner of the day, by the way, by far. So the late pick 5 for 50 cents, the payoff paid $2,525.75. Again, $2,525.75. The late pick 4, exempt of the 320 starter, the late pick 4, exempt of that 320 starter, the 50-cent pick 4 paid $2,672.75. Check that price twice, and the pick 4, one less race, paid more than the pick 5 at Belmont at Aqueduct yesterday. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a rarity. Of course, you know they had the pick 6 carryover yesterday at Aqueduct. That was hit yesterday. The pick 6 paid $45,536. But strange payoff in the late pick 4, late pick 5. All right, at Churchill Downs yesterday, not much to report really, except for the fact that the highest priced winner on the day paid $19.02. Interesting, the 8th race yesterday at Churchill was won by Come As You Are, the name of the horse, 1180 with Luis Saez. And this horse is owned by an ownership that was really based a lot in Northern California. It is owned by the Tommytown Thoroughbreds. So Tommytown Thoroughbreds, I guess, is bringing horses to Kentucky. At least it won the last race at Kentucky there. And their trainer there was Bill Mott. Just a little bit of what happened yesterday. Okay, time to go to the menu today, and then we'll get it started with our handicappers. Here is your racing menu for today, reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here in Las Vegas, these will be the first post times that roll out in our race book here at the South Point right behind me. If you're listening on the many different platforms that we have around the world and you're in another time zone, adjust to the Pacific time zone so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, here we go. Here's the menu. We begin with Valterra Park. Valterra Park has 8 races today. Their first post time at Valterra is at 8:15 at Valterra today. Next comes Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 9 races. Laurel Park's first post time is set at 9:25 at Laurel. Next comes Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. Churchill Downs has 9 races. First post time today is 9:45. They're back to their regular daytime program there. 9:45 is the first post time at Churchill Downs. They have a nice pick 6 jackpot carryover going on over there. $238,877 for the pick 6 jackpot at Churchill Downs. And that is for today. First post time is at 9:45. All right, next comes Gulfstream Park. Now remember, Gulfstream Park will have a mandatory payoff in their pick 6 jackpot tomorrow. If it's not singly hit today, the pick 6 jackpot will be given away tomorrow. Mandatory payoff. For today, that jackpot carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6 stands at $493,307. First post time for 10 races at Gulfstream today is at 9:55, and you know some of the big players are going to try to circumvent that mandatory with maybe trying to hit it today. All right, Belmont Park at Aqueduct, of course. Belmont at Aqueduct. Right now it is partly cloudy. Going to be 90 degrees and sunny by the time you get the first post time at Aqueduct today. So that means, watch out for that heat there. Short post times, post parades, I should say. Short post parades. The track is fast. Turf courses are firm. The turf races, the outer turf course will host races 2 and 7. The inner turf course will have races 6 and 9. And a first post time at Belmont at Aqueduct for their 9-race card today is at 10:05 a.m. Pacific time. Woodbine is next, north of the border. Now, Woodbine's going to have a Sunday payoff in their Super High 5. Their Super High 5 jackpot will be a mandatory payoff on Sunday at Woodbine. They have 8 races today. Their first post time is at 10:10. Their carryover in the Pick 6 jackpot at Woodbine today stands at $32,387. $32,387. And, of course, the Super High 5 won't be offered again until mandatory on Sunday. First post time is 10:10 at Woodbine. Monmouth Park has 8 races today. Monmouth Park has a first post time of 11 a.m. 11 a.m. at Monmouth today. at Monmouth Park. First post time there, pick six jackpot carryover, $133,997. I'm sorry, that $133,534. That's the correct carryover. Pick six jackpot, $133,534. 8 races today at Monmouth. First post time again at 11 a.m. Northern California Racing Fairs continues at Pleasanton. They have 7 races at P-Town today. Their pick six jackpot carryover, $5,975. First post time at Pleasanton is set at 1:45 for their 7-race card. Evangeline Downs has 9 races. Their first post time is 3:30. You got Charlestown. Charlestown has a pick six jackpot carryover, $55,084. 8 races, first post time 4 p.m. Prairie Meadows is also a 4 p.m. first post. 10 races, 3 quarter horses, I should say. 7 thoroughbred races. Their thoroughbred feature race today is the $75,000 Mamie Eisenhower Stakes at 6 furlongs. It's the 9th race on the card. 10 races today at Prairie Meadows. Super High 5 jackpot carryover there is $36,061 at Prairie Meadows today. First post time is at 4 p.m. Emerald Downs has 7 races. Their first post time is at 7 p.m. at Emerald Downs today. And that is your racing menu. All right, we're going to go. I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold off Jonathan Nardoon until we can. I'm going to bring in Bob Mazurski. We're going to bring in Bob Mazurski right now from Los Alamitos. Bob, good morning.
Morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. We're about ready to start Los Alamitos again in Southern California.
Yeah, we kick off tomorrow. We 8 days of racing, I should say. We have 2 days this weekend, 2 days weekend, and then we'll wrap it up 4 days in July with the 4th of July, continuing through July 7th, 1 o'clock post every day.
All right. Quick look, because I know you cover Southern California racing for all of the publications that you work with. Just taking a thought or two about the just complete Santa Anita meeting. I guess they're really, the injury rate there was outstanding. I mean, they really did a good job with cutting down on injuries, that's for sure. But the overall meet.
Yeah, they did. It was.
Go ahead.
Very good safety record during that meet. The Hollywood meet just ended there. You know, they split the meeting into 2 parts. They have the classic meet, which goes until mid-April, which is when it used to end, and then the Hollywood meet replaces a lot of the old Hollywood Park days. And it was, both meets were successful in terms of safety, and there was obviously some good racing performances along the way.
Got to tell you, Bob Baffert really unleashed some nice 2-year-olds during that Hollywood meet, didn't he?
Yeah, we had Nooney and Midland Money. Nooney was the filly that ran, and the Midland Money ran the next day. They were both expensive purchases. Nooney was like $1.8 million. The other horse was like $600,000. They both got a race in at Santa Anita, so they'll be ready for the 2-year-old stakes at Del Mar. Nooney will run in the Sorrento most likely, and then Midland Money will run in the Best Pal, and then those will lead into starts, hopefully, into the Debutante and the Del Mar Futurity.
Now, we know Juan Hernandez kind of has taken the mantle as the top jock in Southern California recently, but I got to tell you, the Antonio Fresu, Edwin Maldonado even had a great meet. Some of the other jockeys and Kyle Frey, these guys were riding rather well, I think.
No, absolutely. Maldonado's the all-time leading rider at Los Alamitos, so he'll be in action here. Kyle Frey, as you said, had a very good meeting at Santa Anita. He's going to be riding here regularly. Antonio Fresu will probably pick his spots here. He is named on a couple of horses tomorrow and on Sunday. Juan Hernandez, in fact, the last 6 stakes we've run at the Los Angeles County Fair meets here the last 2 years, he's won them all. He's not named in the stakes tomorrow, so that streak will end. But, he'll pick his spots well. I know he's riding a first-time starter for Bob Baffert on Sunday that must be well-regarded because it's his only mount of the day. So I'm looking forward to seeing her run on Sunday. That's a filly named Relatable on Sunday's card.
And I got to tell you that although Bob Baffert did unleash those 2 biggies, 2-year-olds during the Hollywood meet, he always saves something special for the Los Alamitos meet, I know. So we'll be waiting to see some more of those youngsters at your meet coming up.
Yeah, I'm certainly sure he'll run some 2-year-olds here. The great Arrogate made his first start here. He didn't win, but he did run here, first time out. Also, a horse called Accelerate, who ended up being a horse of the year, started in a maiden race here for John Sadler. So we do get some 2-year-olds here that start their careers at Los Al, and a lot of them have gone on to bigger and better things.
Bob, what are we in store for this short meet at Los Alamitos this year?
Well, we have, like you said, 8 days of racing. We'll have 3 stakes during that time. We'll have the Bertrando tomorrow, the Los Alamitos Derby the following Saturday, and then we'll wrap it up on the July 6th with our Grade 2 Great Lady M, which is a holdover from Hollywood Park. It used to be called the A Gleam over there. Now it's called the Great Lady M. It's for fillies and mares at 6.5 furlongs. We've had some nice winners of that races over the years. We'll also have a handicapping contest on July 6th, which will lead to 2 berths into the next year's NHC in Las Vegas. The Los Alamitos will also seed the Pick Six with $10,000 on the last 2 Saturdays of the meet, provided there is no carryover the day before. That's something that's worked successfully at night. So those are among some of the things we'll be looking forward to during this time.
So they're going to kind of duplicate what you do in the quarter horses on the weekend as well with the $10,000 seed, right?
That is correct. We'll do it on June 29th and on July 6th, provided there isn't a carryover the day before.
And a quick tweaking of the betting menu. Well, what is different from what we've been seeing in Southern California?
Well, we have the $1 pick fours instead of the 50-cent pick fours, so that's one difference. We have 2 pick fours, only 1 pick 5. The pick 5 starts the card races 1 through 5. That's the 14% takeout, 50-cent minimum bet. Then we have the $1 pick fours. One of them starts in race 2, goes through race 5, and then obviously on an 8-race card, it would go races 5 through 8 would be the late pick 4. On weekend cards, it would be races 6 through 9. And like I said, it's a $1 bet, which follows along with the nighttime signal.
And a traditional pick 6 format, right?
That is correct. We have the traditional $2 pick 6, 70-30 split. I know that's a lot of people like that. Santa Anita went to the $1 pick 6, which was more traditional than the old rainbow bet. We have the $2 one, which is how the pick 6 started all those many years ago at Hollywood Park.
Now, Bob, you're going to be with us during the Los Alamitos each and every racing day, so we'll talk to you more tomorrow about the Bertrando. But I will also say that you do have handicapping in several Southern California publications as well.
That is correct. I do the graded handicap daily in Southern California for the Southern California News Group papers, which includes the LA Daily News, the San Gabriel Valley Tribune, the Pasadena Star News, Orange County Register, among others. And then I also do selections for the Today's Racing Digest every day in Southern California as well.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Bob, for giving us a preview of what's going on at Los Alamitos in Southern California. And we will have you saddled up and ready to go for the opening tomorrow.
Sounds good, Ralph. Take care. Have a good day.
All right. You got it. Los Alamitos, ladies and gentlemen, starts tomorrow. It's a really fun little meet there, that's for sure. Now let's go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan wanted to get Bob on and off because he has a meeting to go to. Good morning, Jonathan Hardoon.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Oh, nice. And we got it all cleaned up now. We were having a little bit of a issue with the sound, but you sound just great. I want to personally apologize to you and all of your listeners out there. Just for some reason, been on the air for 28 years. Is the first time I ever did this, but I just I forgot to, give out your selection. So naturally, you had a winner and paid $780.
Yeah, some people emailed me and I sent them the selections. And listen, Ralph, if you make another mistake in the next 28 years, I'm sure they'll forgive you also.
Well,
one mistake in 28 years, that's a pretty good record. I would be very proud of that if I was you.
Let me put an asterisk next to that. One mistake as far as giving out the predictions and the picks, and not just one mistake, trust me. At my age, I'm lucky to get up in the morning and get out here and do this, but I just love doing it, that's for sure. And you guys make it easy. Looking at today's racing and this racing for the weekend, are you paying attention to anything going on at Royal Ascot?
No, I actually had a friend that had a horse run there the other day. He finished second, and it's amazing. They fly all the way there. It was a 28-horse field. The trainer is Jose D'Angelo. He's a friend of mine, and his horse actually ran second. I didn't realize how small the purses were, Ralph. The purse was $135,000, so it cost them like $50,000. I think the horse earned $45,000. Total loss, but they enjoyed it. They had a great time. It's an experience, and he just got back yesterday, and he was very excited.
Well, we do have the results of the second race that happened there at at Royal Ascot. The winner there was Inshiren, paid $6 even in the American pool, so it looked like it was the favorite, outrunning Lake Forest and Jasor. And now we're coming up to the third race at Royal Ascot, and of course that'll be another stakes race coming up there. That's for sure. But you can watch it. You can keep track of all of that stuff at FanDuel.
You could watch it. Excuse me. It's extremely difficult to watch those races.
Really?
They got 28 horse fields, and you got to find. Have you watched any of them?
Oh yeah, I have. I mean, I haven't bet any of them, so I wasn't specifically looking for a horse that I had action on. But I can, because I'm getting ready to come to the studio and doing some research. That's for sure in the morning. But nevertheless, I'm interested to see the races and the winners of those races and how they did it, because some of those horses obviously will be coming here for the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very strange. They have like half the field on one side and the other half of the field on the other side, and you could drive a 5-tractor trailers between it. It's just very difficult to watch for me.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure. And I got to tell you, those sprint races with no turns, it is amazing how they got this big, wide racetrack. Half of the field will migrate to the outer railing. The other half of the field will migrate to the inner railing. And then you've got these two packs running, on either side to the wire. Thank goodness that photo finish camera at the wire there spans the entire width of that racetrack, because I'm sure they have used it a lot.
It's like two different races going on at the same time, and it's really one race. It's just a very strange look. And again, if you bet a horse, unless he's on the lead or near the lead, you have no idea where he is. You really don't.
Yeah, it looks like most of those shots that they give you at Royal Ascot are like the head-on versions of the patrol films we get here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it looks like.
Well, looking ahead to this weekend, I know you've got you did 4 sheets today, right?
No, I think I only did 3 sheets.
Oh, you did 3
Belmont,
sheets.
I did Belmont. I did Belmont Churchill. What else did I do?
Oh, I thought you're not doing Gulfstream today, but of course tomorrow's the minute.
I'm sorry. I did Gulfstream, and of course I'll be doing Gulfstream tomorrow also. I did 3.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring that you might do Gulfstream now that with the mandatory, and the bigger players out there are going to try to circumvent that mandatory today and put in bigger tickets, trying to get the whole thing to them. That's for sure.
And today is very difficult, Ralph. It actually has a shot to be a single. I mean, they're full fields, they're wide open races. I don't think there are any standout singles that everyone's going to gravitate to. So it's been hit a few times the day before, and I'm sure they're going to try to do it again today.
All right. Well, all I can say is I'm going to get your picks, because you're going to give them to me right now. So everybody's going to get the picks right now from you.
Okay, so let's do Belmont first. And our original radio play was scratched. It was in the 5th race. That horse is scratched. So we're going to pull an audible here and look at the 3rd race, which is a mile on the main track. And I like the number 6 horse in here, Centavo. This is a 6-year-old gelding from the Napole Chattapole barn. I love the rider switch today. It's first time Dylan Davis. This horse finally gets a rider, and take nothing away from the jocks that have been riding him, but this is a major upgrade in my opinion. He's drawn well. He's drawn outside. He's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. I like number 6, Centavo, Dylan Davis aboard in today's 3rd race out at Belmont at Aqueduct.
All right, your original horse, your original selection was in the 7th race. It was number 5, Heavenly Girl. But Heavenly Girl, as you say, has been scratched in that 7th race. So the audible is now back in the 3rd race. Remember, first post time at Belmont at Aqueduct here on the West Coast is at 10:05. So that race should go right around 11 a.m. Be reminded of that. In the 3rd race, Jonathan's audible is number 6, Centavo, the 6 Centavo. Kind of the Avis play on the show with the scratch there. 3rd race, the 6 horse at Belmont at Aqueduct. All right.
We're going to go to Monmouth Park, a track I didn't do, but I handicapped for a friend of mine that had a horse running. And I like the 6th race there, and I like the horse a lot. Number 11, Post Command. Sammy Camacho aboard for trainer Chuck Spina. This horse is listed at 6-1 on the morning line. 3rd start back off of a layoff. 3rd start on Lasix. Switching from the turf back to the dirt. Number 11, Post Command, wins today's 6th race out at Monmouth Park.
All right. Now, you don't have a sheet at Monmouth, but you said a friend wanted you to handicap. That's the race that he wanted you to handicap, and is that his horse?
No, it's not his horse. He was interested in claiming a horse in another race surrounding this race, so I ended up doing a few races there, and
you
this
did?
is the horse I'm giving out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you did a couple of races at Monmouth after he asked you to take a look at Monmouth then.
Yeah, he's interested in claiming a horse in a race surrounding that race. Obviously, I can't mention it on the air, but I'm telling you the whole story.
Okay, so
that's how I ended up doing some Monmouth races.
Well, a lot of people out there are going to say, well, he's given us a horse at Monmouth. Is it the guy's horse, number one? And number two, why is he giving us a horse at Monmouth if he doesn't have a sheet? So I needed you to explain that, and you did it rather well. So in the 6th race, you had the 11 Post Command pop up at you. So in the 6th race at Monmouth Park today, number 11 Post Command with Sammy Camacho aboard is Jonathan's second selection. So you have Jonathan's picks now. I'm feeling
you can get the same $14 whether it be at Monmouth or at Gulfstream.
That's right. You got to look for winners.
Doesn't matter where it is.
Pays the same with those odds. That's right. That's for sure. There was a race yesterday, and I can't remember where it was at, but the horse was like 15-1 and wound up at 8-5 and 1. Where was that at? Do you remember?
Churchill Downs, a first-time starter in the 5th race, I believe. The Eddie Kienle horse, they laid him at, I think, 10 or 12, a big price. And he was bet from the get-go. It must have been an international thing. Everybody knew about it. And people were complaining about the morning line. Well, I don't know how bad the morning line was. The trainer was 1 for 35 at the meet. And with first-time starters, I think he was 1 for his last 26. So I guess that's why the morning line maker laid him at that price. But this was really a nice horse. He had a tough trip, got off slow, and they were right. They knew that they had the goods, and he ran to it.
Yeah, it's very difficult, extremely difficult for morning line makers to make lines on 2-year-olds with limited experience, and a lot of them that didn't have any experience at all, first-time starters, unless they know the horsemen, they know the horses, and they know the scuttlebutt going on behind the scenes and in the on the backstretch and the workouts. That's for sure. And I know one thing for sure: in all the tracks that I've ever worked at, one line maker was right on the money all the time with the 2-year-olds, and that was Jeff Tufts. He did a great job in Southern California. And that's what line makers have to do sometimes. They have to kind of get out of the box, especially with the 2-year-olds. But nevertheless, well bet and well met, and got the money. That's for sure. All right, Jonathan. Well, go ahead.
Southern California's been very lucky, Ralph. They had Jeff Tufts for all those years, followed by John White, who recently retired. I mean, those were two of the best. Not all line makers are as conscientious as these guys were. They take their job serious, and they did a hell of a job.
Not to mention the fact that with Jeff Siegel now taking over that spot, it's going to be just the same.
It continues.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff
is continues.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Jonathan. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right. Coming up next, I'm going to make sure right at the top of the next segment, I'm going to give you Rich Ang's selection, and I'm going to give you Jerry J's selections, so we get those two out of the way. And then we'll close up shop with John Lendo. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Who is there for heroes or the families left behind when a service member or first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless veterans? And who helps our nation to never forget 9/11? Let me tell you who. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The Foundation's Gold Star, Fallen First Responder, Smart Home, and Homeless Veteran programs comprise their In the Line of Duty programs. They're all dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes and their families. The Foundation's Never Forget programs engage people in 9/11 remembrance across America. Over 80 runs, walks, and climbs a year, dozens of golf outings, and the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is educating kids in kindergarten through 12th grade to help our nation keep its vow to never forget. More than 95 cents of every dollar you donate to Tunnel to Towers goes to its programs. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Horse racing fans, the Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back in beautiful Orange County. It's the LA County Fair Summer Thoroughbred Meet at Los Alamitos, with 8 great days of racing starting on Saturday, June 22nd. First post, 1 p.m. Pacific. The opening day program will include the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 29th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Thursday, 4th of July. Plus, we'll host our on-track handicapping contest on Saturday, July 6th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Contest format and rules are available at losalamitos.com. The card will feature our biggest race of the meet, the $200,000 Great Lady M Stakes. And when the sun goes down, the fun continues with night racing's best bets, the Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s, plus our traditional pick 6. Daytime racing action is back at Los Alamitos. Opening day is Saturday, June 22nd.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday, cranking it up for this weekend. Now we're going to get you the 2 selections from our handicappers to make sure we get it on the show. So here we go. Rich Eng. Rich Eng gives us a horse today at the Pleasanton Fair, the Northern California Racing Fair at Pleasanton. Rich Eng's play comes in the second race. First post time is 1:45, so this thing should go about 2:15. In the second race today at Pleasanton, Richie likes number 2, Sea of Liberty. Number 2, Sea of Liberty at 5-2 on the morning line is Rich Eng's play for the Race Day listeners today at Pleasanton. Second race is the 2. Easy to remember, second race, the 2 at the Northern California Racing Fair. Remember, Richie won't be with us for the rest of the weekend, but his selections for Los Alamitos will be at the RacedayLasVegas.com websites both tomorrow and Sunday, okay? Now let's get to Jerry Jackowitz picks. We'll go to Belmont at Aqueduct. Got a couple of picks for you as interpreted off of the power pages. Here they are. We're going to go now to the 5th race. The 5th race at Belmont at Aqueduct. Jerry's top play is going, make that the 6th race. In the 6th race at Belmont at Aqueduct, Jerry's top play, and by the way, a star horse, is number 8, Cable Ready. Number 8, Cable Ready, Dylan Davis aboard. The 8 is the key in the 6th race. The link-ups include numbers 2, 7, and 9. Now, the 2 horse is at 15-1 on the morning line and is a V horse on his sheet. So the 8 over the 2, 7, 9, and reverse, that's the first play from Jerry J. Then we'll go to the 9th and final race for Jerry's second play. In the second play, Jerry at Belmont at Aqueduct, 9th race, number 2, Better Go Go. Number 2, Better Go Go, with Dylan Davis aboard again, is a star horse on his sheet. Number 2, Better Go Go in the 9th race. Those link-ups include numbers 11 and 12. Originally it was 13 as well, but the 13 has been scratched. So we're going to give you the 2 over the 11 and 12. The 2 over 1, 11, 12. Again, 2 over 1, 11, 12. Now, the 1 is 10-1 on the morning line. The 11 is 7-5. We're going to try to beat the favorite there. And the 12 is 6-1 on the morning line. So the 2 over 1, 11, 12 in the 9th race at Belmont at Aqueduct. Remember, Jerry's on sabbatical, but the power pages for Belmont at Aqueduct as well as Los Alamitos tomorrow will be available at his websites, jerryjpowerpage.com. Take our final break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with John Lendo, so don't go away on this Friday show.
South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Horse racing fans, the Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back in beautiful Orange County. It's the LA County Fair Summer Thoroughbred Meet at Los Alamitos, with 8 great days of racing starting on Saturday, June 22nd. First post, 1 p.m. Pacific. The opening day program will include the $100,000 Bertrando Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Los Alamitos Derby on Saturday, June 29th. We'll also have a holiday racing program on Thursday, 4th of July. Plus, we'll host our on-track handicapping contest on Saturday, July 6th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Contest format and rules are available at losalamitos.com. The card will feature our biggest race of the meet, the $200,000 Great Lady M Stakes. And when the sun goes down, the fun continues with night racing's best bets, the Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s, plus our traditional pick 6. Daytime racing action is back at Los Alamitos. Opening day is Saturday, June 22nd.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas to wrap up this Friday show. Don't forget, big weekend coming up with, of course, Los Alamitos starting tomorrow, and, of course, the finals at Royal Ascot. I want to remind everybody, the show coming up at 9 a.m. here on the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube, Sports by the Book, he's going to have as their guest today, Dwayne Colucci. Now, if you have never heard Dwayne Colucci, you gotta stand by. You gotta watch this show. Dwayne is an expert not only in sports but in horses. He loves sports and horses as well. He is, of course, the racebook manager he's a racebook manager here as well. So, Dave Colucci, Sports by the Book today at 9:00. All right, now let's go to John Lindo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. First of all, are you taking a look at anything going on at Royal Ascot?
Yeah, they just ran the Grade 1 coronation for 3-year-old fillies. Porta Fortuna is the winner. They're the unofficial winner.
Oh.
Really good field of horses. Opera Singer from the Aidan O'Brien barn was second. It's fun to watch. They haven't had any bad weather there this year, so the turf course is pretty firm for them. And good racing. And like you say, watching 32 horses in a race can be interesting. The thing that drives me crazy is that the post numbers don't line up with the stall numbers. So number 1 may be in post 17, and trying to find your horses without the colored saddle cloths can be difficult.
Yeah, but a lot of fun, that's for sure. And if you're even not betting those races, you got to watch them because some of those horses are going to be here for the Breeders' Cup.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of these horses come over, especially these races will kind of trend toward California because the turf course is relatively firm. It's not a real deep, soft course. So the form that you see over right now at Royal Ascot should translate to Del Mar.
Not a question about that, that's for sure. Got to ask you, did you see the payoffs in the last late pick 4 and late pick 5 at Belmont at Aqueduct yesterday? Kind of, it looked like it was switched, but I double-checked, and those were the payoffs.
Well, that pick 5 is a retail bet, no computer-assisted wagering, and it's 15% as opposed to the higher percentage pick 4. And that's where you see what the difference can be.
Well, the pick 5 actually paid less, and the pick 4 paid a little bit $100 more than the pick 5 did. It was really kind of a strange payoff.
Boy, I did not notice that. I saw the pick 6 payoff and thought, man, I wish I hit that.
Yeah, well, $45,536. The pick 4 paid $2,672.75. The pick 5 paid $2,525.75. Rather unusual.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah,
very strange.
Yeah, no kidding. That somebody just punched a lucky ticket and took out more out of the pool than is usual. That's for sure. Getting ready for Los Alamitos tomorrow. I know you'll be doing a Linda report not only for Los Alamitos, but you're going to continue to do it for Belmont at Aqueduct, preparing and getting ready for Saratoga, right?
Right, yeah. We'll do this week and next week, all 4 days of the race week at Aqueduct and the weekends at Los Alamitos.
All righty, and now taking a look at Belmont at Aqueduct, doing those races for a couple of days. I want to remind everybody, too, today here at the South Point Racebook, the Linda Report for Belmont at Aqueduct is available right now here for today's racing. today in New York at the South Point Racebook. This is the only place that you can get the Linda Report for today at Belmont at Aqueduct. It's available right now, free of charge and complimentary, because they love horse players here. And over the weekend, you're going to have 2 Linda Reports, one for New York and one for Southern California, and they will also be available here, complimentary, free of charge.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to the start of Los Al. I try to support that meet as much as I can. Like I say, you mentioned at the top of the show, Los Alamitos now is going to have to pay a higher number to fund the California Horse Racing Board. So once again, poor Doc Allred's kind of getting stuck with a bill here, and I got to do what I can to support this guy. He's been good to us.
Not even a question about that. And sometimes you wonder, when Hollywood Park was finally ready to close shop there, it was Mr. Allred and Los Alamitos that came to the rescue for Southern California horse players, opened up their barn area and everything else, and expanded the track and said they wanted more racing, thoroughbred racing there at Los Alamitos, but for some reason they've been limited to what they could do.
Well, they're always going to get the odd dates coming in and out of the Del Mar meet. So when they're going into Del Mar, people are freshening and getting ready to start at Del Mar. And at the end of Del Mar, you've got some tired horses who have been, jammed through as many races as they can over 2 months. So it's kind of some tough dates for them. And there's no turf racing, obviously, at Los Alamitos. So it limits what they can do. But they do the best they can. They treat the horsemen right. And they're okay with me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. They are really they're really fans of not only horse racing. They love the game, but the racing fans as well. So we're going to do all we can to support it as well. All right, time to get to a pick at Belmont at Aqueduct.
Let's go to race number 5 today. End of the early pick 5, started late pick 5. Let's put a single together in that 5th race. Number 6, Awesome Anne Marie, was absolutely eliminated at the start last time. I thought she ran pretty well anyways, and that was on a muddy track. She does not like the mud. She gets dry land today with a clean start. She'll be closer to the pace. 7 furlongs ought to be perfect. 5-2 in the program. A single in both pick 5s. Number 6, Awesome Anne Marie, race 5, Aqueduct.
That is correct, because the 5th race at Aqueduct today with a 9-race card ends the first pick 5, starts the late pick 5. So that's a pivotal race. And then the 5th race you love, number 6, Awesome Anne Marie. The 6, Awesome Anne Marie, John Velasquez aboard. Morning line at 5-2, the 6 in the 5th race at Belmont at Aqueduct is John Lendo's selection. And again, John Lendo's Lendo report for Belmont at Aqueduct available right now, right here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge. And, of course, he'll have the Southern California ones as well. That's for sure. All right, John, hey, what's the weather like in Southern California? You guys getting any break there?
No, it's beautiful. It's nice and cool right now. Some clouds. It'll break off this afternoon, and we should be, down near the coastline. We'll be in the 70s. It'll probably be in the mid-80s up where Los Alamitos is. So, and I think the weather's supposed to hold that way all weekend. We should be in good shape.
And I know one thing for sure, John, I have talked to a lot of horsemen, and I know you have too, that the racing surface, the actual racing surface at Los Alamitos, horsemen love, and they think it's one of the safest surfaces in Southern California.
It's terrific. And what you saw during the winter when Santa Anita was revamping their training track and had that closed, you saw a lot of the turf horses go over to Los Alamitos for Phil D'Amato and a couple of other barns. It's a little firmer surface than the Santa Anita surfaces in the morning. And those turf horses tend to spin their wheels when it's real loose. This surface they can get a hold of, and I think it really helped out during that time. And you see a lot of guys like Bob Baffert and some of these other guys get started with their 2-year-olds there. Same reason. It's not loose. It's not slippery. They can skip over it, and it really helps them get going.
Yeah, no question about that. And of course, with the quarter horses at now, as fast as they are and as much as they need a good start with the grip on the racetrack, it works out just fine for the quarter horses as well, that's for sure. Can't wait to get started with Los Al tomorrow, that's for sure, and wrap up Royal Ascot. And then, of course, the clock is ticking, Saratoga, and then Del Mar, that's for sure. I want to remind everybody again, at Sports by the Book at 9 o'clock this morning, we'll have featuring Dwayne Colucci. Of course, he is the racebook manager, sportsbook manager. He is the manager of the sports and racebook there at the Rampart in the northern, on the other side of town, that's for sure. But he'll be here with the guys at Sports by the Book. Got to watch it. It'll be a great show today, especially with Dwayne. He's got a lot of great stories. In the meantime, we will wrap up this Race Day show by reminding you that you got all the picks today. Apologies aside, you got all the picks. And, of course, we'll be back tomorrow morning at our start time at 7 a.m. Pacific time. In the meantime, one more thing to say, and John is going to say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.